Three college students, Jake, Mia, and Leo, decided to spend the night in an old cabin in the woods, just outside of the city. They had heard rumors about the cabin, that it was haunted by the ghost of an old man who had done unspeakable things there. 4 young girls had gone missing after entering the cabin years ago, and no one ever found out what happened to them. Jake, Maya, and Leo were curious and adventurous, and wanted to see for themselves if the cabin was really haunted or not. Jake was the leader of the group, confident and fearless. He didn't believe in ghosts or anything supernatural, and thought it would be fun to explore the cabin and maybe find some clues about the missing girls. Maya was his girlfriend, smart and brave, as she was also skeptical about the existence of ghosts, but she was interested in the history and mystery of the cabin. Leo was their friend, timid and nervous. He was terrified of ghosts and anything scary, and only agreed to go with them because he didn't want to be left out. They arrived at the cabin in the evening, after driving for an hour through the dark and winding roads. The cabin looked old and decrepit, with broken windows and a rusty door. It was surrounded by tall trees and thick bushes, creating a sense of isolation and dread. Jake parked the car near the cabin and got out, followed by Mia and Leo.
Are you guys ready for some adventure?
Jake asked, grabbing a flashlight and a backpack.
I guess so.
Mia said, taking another flashlight and a camera.
I'm not sure about this.
Leo said, shivering and clutching his backpack.
Come on, Leo. Don't be a chicken. It's just an old cabin, nothing to be afraid of.
Jake said, walking towards the door.
Maybe we should just stay in the car.
Leo suggested, looking around nervously.
No way. We came here to see the cabin, and that's what we're going to do. Trust me, it'll be fun.
Jake said, reaching the door and pushing it open. The door creaked loudly, revealing a dark and dusty interior. Jake stepped inside, followed by Mia and Leo. They turned on their flashlights and looked around. The cabin was small and simple, with a living room, a kitchen, a bathroom, and 2 bedrooms. The furniture was old and worn, covered with cobwebs and dust. The walls were decorated with faded paintings and photographs, some of them torn or stained with blood. The air was stale and musty, and a foul smell lingered in the atmosphere.
Wow, this place is creepy,
Mia said, while taking pictures with her camera.
Yeah, it is. But it's also cool. Look at all this stuff. It's like a time capsule.
Jake said, examining the paintings and photographs.
What do you think happened here?
Mia asked, looking at a painting of an old man with a sinister smile.
I don't know. Maybe he was a serial killer or something. Maybe he killed those girls and hid their bodies somewhere.
Jake said, shrugging.
That's horrible.
Mia said, shuddering.
Or maybe he was just a lonely old man who died of natural causes, and the girls ran away or got lost in the woods. Who knows?
Jake said, moving to the next painting.
Or maybe he was a devil worshiper who made a pact with Satan and sacrificed those girls to him. And now he's haunting this cabin and waiting for more victims.
Leo said, trembling.
Leo, stop it. You're scaring yourself for no reason. There's no such thing as ghosts or devils. This is just an old cabin, nothing more.
Jake said, rolling his eyes.
Then why do I feel like someone is watching us?
Leo asked, looking around nervously.
Because you have an overactive imagination. Relax, Leo. We're not alone. We have each other,
Mia said, putting her arm around him.
Yeah, and we have this.
Jake said, showing them a gun that he had brought with him.
Jake, why did you bring that?
Mia asked, surprised.
Just in case. You never know what you might find in a place like this. Better safe than sorry.
Jake said, putting them back in his backpack.
Jake, you're crazy. You don't need that. We're not here to fight or kill anyone. We're here to explore and have fun,
Mia said, shaking her head.
Trust me, Mia, I know what I'm doing. I'm not going to use it unless I have to. But it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it.
Jake said, smiling.
Whatever, Jake. Just don't do anything stupid, okay?
Mia said, sighing.
Of course not, Maya. I'm not stupid. I'm smart. And I'm brave. And I'm the best.
Jake said, grinning.
Sure, Jake. Whatever you say.
Mia said, rolling her eyes. They continued to explore the cabin, finding more paintings and photographs, as well as books, newspapers, magazines, and other items. They also found a diary written by the old man who lived there. They read some of the entries and discovered that he was indeed a serial killer who had made a pact with Satan. He had kidnapped those girls and many others as part of his rituals. He had also performed experiments on himself, trying to gain more power and immortality. He had written about his plans to summon Satan and become his right-hand man, and how he was waiting for the right time and the right victims.
Wow. This guy was insane.
Mia said, closing the diary.
Yeah, he was. But he's dead now, so it doesn't matter. He can't hurt us or anyone else.
Jake said, tossing the diary aside.
Are you sure he's dead?
Leo asked, looking scared.
Of course I'm sure. He died a long time ago, probably of old age or disease. His body is probably buried somewhere, or maybe eaten by animals. He's gone, Leo. He's gone.
Jake said, reassuring him.
Then who's that?
Leo asked, pointing at the window. They looked at the window and saw a face staring at them. It was the face of the old man, pale and wrinkled, with sunken eyes and a twisted smile. He was wearing a black hooded robe and holding a knife in his hand. He tapped on the glass and mouthed the words,
"I'm here."
They screamed and ran out of the cabin. They got in the car and tried to start it, but it wouldn't start. The engine was dead. They looked at the hood and saw that the wires had been cut. They looked at the tires and saw that they had been slashed. They looked at the cabin and saw that the old man had followed them. He was walking towards them, slowly and steadily, with his knife in his hand. He smiled and said,
"You can't escape."
They panicked and got out of the car. They ran into the woods, hoping to find a way out. But they didn't. The woods were dark and dense, full of trees and bushes and rocks.
Why did we come here, Jake?
We need to find a way out.
This forest seems endless.
As they run, shadows play tricks on them, and distant whispers echo.
This isn't right. We're going in circles.
Jake, do you hear that?
The woods are playing tricks on us. Keep moving.
They stumble into a clearing, moonlight revealing an old man.
"Where are you going, my children? Don't you want to stay with me? Don't you want to join me? Don't you want to meet my master?"
Please, just let us go.
We don't want trouble.
The old man pursues them with malevolent intent.
Leo said, we need to split up, confuse him.
I can't do this.
Maya, stay close. Leo, run.
They got lost and separated. They couldn't see each other or hear each other. They could only hear the old man who was following them.
"You are the chosen ones. You are the perfect ones. You are the ones I've been waiting for.
Jake, breathing heavily, hides behind a tree, desperately trying to evade the old man, whispering,
Just a bit farther, Jake. You can make it.
Footsteps approaching, leaves crunching. The old man emerges from the shadows, a wicked grin on his face.
You can't hide forever, boy.
Jake fumbles with his backpack, searching for his gun.
Come on, where is it?
As the old man closes in, Jake's fingers brush against emptiness. His heart sinks. In the dim moonlight, Jake realizes the cruel truth. His weapon, his only hope, is missing.
Running out of tricks, are we?
A chilling silence falls, and everything fades to black. Meanwhile, Leo, who had managed to escape from the old man, was hiding in a nearby cave. He had heard the old man's screams, and he was terrified. He didn't know what had happened, but he knew it was bad. He knew he had to get out of there and find help. He knew he had to survive. He ran and ran and ran. He ran through the woods and through the night and through the fear. He ran until he reached the road and saw a car. He waved his arms and shouted for help. The car stopped, and the driver got out. He was a young man, friendly and kind. He saw Leo and asked him what was wrong. Leo told him everything, as best as he could. The young man listened and nodded and smiled. He said he believed him, and he said he would help him. He led him to the car and opened the door, then helped him in. He got in the driver's seat and started the engine. He looked at Leo and smiled. He said,
Don't worry, Leo. Everything will be okay. You're safe now. You're with me now. You're mine now.
Leo looked at him and screamed. He saw his face and recognized him. He saw his eyes and realized who he was. He saw his smile and understood what he was. He saw Satan, and he knew he was doomed. He knew he was not lucky. But then, he remembered something. He remembered the gun that Jake had brought with him. He remembered that he had taken it from Jake's backpack. He remembered that he had hidden it in his jacket, hoping to use it as a last resort. He reached into his jacket and pulled out the gun. He pointed it at the young man and pulled the trigger. He looked at the young man and saw his face. He saw his eyes and saw them change. He saw them turn from red to blue and from evil to good. He saw them turn from Satan's eyes to Jake's eyes. He saw Jake, and he knew he was dead.
What have I done?
Leo's trembling hands clutch a gun, glinting in the pale moonlight. He saw his hand and saw it change. Leo watches in horror as his hands age before his eyes, veins protruding.
No, this can't be. What's happening to me?
The old man's sinister laughter echoes through the clearing.
No, it can't be.
Dark shadows dance around Leo, merging with the night.
As shadows fade and you return to the realm of the ordinary, consider the consequence of abandoning this venture. Subscribe Like and be ready, for in the darkness I linger, and in the silence my whispers persist. Until next time, or perhaps sooner than you'd wish, subscribe wisely.